What's up, guys? This is Don, and this is the Don Talk. LameloBall is headed to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This blockbuster trade has shocked the entire basketball world and completely reshapes the future of both of the franchises. LameloBall being traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. According to reports, Minnesota Timberwolves have acquired Lamelo Ball along with Josh Green from the Charlotte Hornets. In return, Charlotte receives Naz Reid, an unprotected 2033 first-round pick, multiple first-round pick swaps, and 3 second-round picks as the Hornets commit to a long-term rebuild. And this was definitely shocking to see. LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets just had one of their best season in years this past season, with them making the play-in tournament only one game away from making the playoffs. And Charlotte goes and trades LaMelo to the Minnesota Timberwolves, which we're going to see what happens in this deal. But for me, I like it, man. I like it for Minnesota because Anthony Edwards finally gets a point guard that knows how to play the position to an elite level. And LaMelo Ball is an excellent point guard from the standpoint of playmaking. He's going to make life way easier for Anthony Edwards, and all those double teams that he's been seeing for the past few years. He's not going to be able to get those double teams anymore because now you're going to have LaMelo on a team with him. So now you're going to have to pick your poison. You're going to have to pick your poison when it comes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I feel like them two working together, I feel like they're going to be able to bounce chemistry off of each other. You know, they both ball dominant, but LaMelo, he is a good floor general. And I feel like him being a good floor general is going to make the fit seamless. You know, some people are saying it might not work. They're too ball dominant, blase. But for me, I feel like it will work. It will work. And Minnesota, they're going all in. They don't want to lose Anthony Edwards when it's time for his contract to be up. Pairing him with LaMelo Ball, LaMelo Ball pairing Anthony Edwards with LaMelo Ball gives the Timberwolves one of the most explosive backcourts in the NBA. LaMelo's elite passing, creativity, and playmaking could unlock Anthony Edwards on a whole nother level. Anthony Edwards' game and the Wolves are serious championship contenders, man. With them making this move, they're really in the race as one of the top teams in the East. And besides this year, the last 2 previous years, Minnesota, they've made it to the Western Conference Finals. But every time it's like Ant don't have nobody to help him, man. He either get there, run out of gas, or he just getting crazy double teamed. And he can't really rely on nobody to help him like that. And this past season, Julius Randle, he wasn't really doing nothing for him. So I see why Minnesota made this move. And pairing both of them together, it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane, man. The backcourt is going to look crazy, man. It's going to look crazy. But one thing I do have to say about it is they had to give up Naz Reid, man. Naz Reid was the perfect fit as a 4 to Rudy Gobert, because Rudy Gobert, you know, he's only good at defense. His offense is literally like not even there sometimes, man. He can't even catch the ball sometimes. So from that aspect, I feel like they're still going to have to go out there in free agency, find them another big man to help out, because Rudy Gobert ain't going to be able to do it all himself, and they definitely going to need another big because they got to bang with Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, all them boys over there in the West, man. The West is loaded. So if they're trying to make it out, you're going to have somebody who can bang with Jokic and Victor Wembanyama. And Victor Wembanyama them just made it to the finals this year. And that's the team that beat them this year. So you already know that they're going to have to find them another big because they got rid of Naz Reid in this trade. LaMelo, I feel like he's just going to bring so much to this team. But his health is going to be a big factor into what he can actually do for this team. And that's why I say it's still a risky move on Minnesota's part too, because when LaMelo was on Charlotte, he's been there 6 seasons and has never made the playoffs. Never made the playoffs at all. His 6 years in Charlotte, man, he's never made the playoffs. And I feel like what he did this year and all that, they literally flipped his leverage to trade him because this is the highest amount of games he's played, I think, his whole career, really, man. 72 games. That's the highest he's ever played because he's always been injured. He always gets injured by every season besides this last season. And I felt like Charlotte looked at it as, okay, we already had him 6 years. We didn't make the playoffs with him at all since we had him. About 3 or 4 of the seasons, he was always hurt. And, it's time to move on. I know a lot of Charlotte fans are mad about it, and I feel like, they got right to be mad because that's like their superstar. That's who bringing tickets. And now they're going to have to figure out who they're going to sell as the player for that franchise now that LaMelo's gone, and who's going to put tickets in that seat. Because now with LaMelo gone, boy, that really is going to have to start over. They still got Brandon Miller and the rookie Con Kneppel, but besides that, hey, it's still a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions on Charlotte's side, man. It's a lot of questions. But Minnesota, like I said, they're going all in. They're going all in. There's still questions about LaMelo's health and the defensive consistency, but if he stays on the court, this could be one of the boldest moves of this offseason, man, because they're going to look good together on that court, and that fast break is going to be insane. It is going to be insane to see these two guys share the same backcourt. It's just going to be amazing. For Charlotte, though, for the Charlotte fans, this really marks the end of an era. Charlotte is choosing a new direction by building around this young core while adding value in draft assets and a proven player in Naz Reid. It's a difficult decision, but one that aims to create long-term success. With the new CBA rules in the NBA, you got to do what you have to do, man, to make sure that your team can be able to compete these next few years with this new rules about the salary cap and everything. So, I get the decision from that standpoint, but, it still sucks for the fans who, they all love LaMelo Ball there in Charlotte. They love, everything that he brought to Charlotte, which I understand. But, it's time to move on to bigger and better things. And I feel like Minnesota is going to be a good place for him. As long as he can stay healthy and go out there and play, I feel like it's going to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference, man. I feel like Anthony Edwards is going to finally be able to just relax and actually take a seat back when it comes to having to do so much on the offense, that he can actually start getting better in his defense. Because I feel like he uses so much trying to score the ball every night and keep his team afloat that on defense he started to lack off a little bit. But now with LaMelo going to be able to take the ball out of his hands, he's not going to be able to do a lot like he used to. So with him not being on ball as much, he's going to be able to rest some and pick up his defense some, which I feel like his defense is still good, but it still can grow. And I feel like it took, a little step back these last few years because he's had to do so much. But with LaMelo being on the team now, I feel like it'll be better for him. You know, the roster, they still got to finish finding out everybody they're going to put on the roster. You know, free agency's about to come up June 30th, free agency, NBA. So it's going to be a lot of people on the market. It's going to be very interesting to see what the Minnesota Timberwolves do now after they've already traded for LaMelo Ball. Only time will tell who wins this trade. But one thing is certain, man. The NBA landscape just changed in a big way. Do you think LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards can lead the Timberwolves to an NBA championship? Let me know your thoughts, man. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Don Talk, THADONTALK, on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, all streaming platforms. The Don Talk, THADONTALK. This is Don, and this is the Don Talk. Peace.